אנחנו מאמינים בני מאמינים, אנחנו מאמינים בני מאמינים, ואין לנו עמים להישואל, ואין לנו עמים להישואל, אוי אלו אלו על אבינו, אלו אלו על אבינו, אבינו שבשמיים, אנחנו מאמינים בני מאמינים, ואין לנו עמים להישואל.
Let's start with a word of prayer as we get ready to look at the definite article, hey. Avinu Malkeinu, our Father and our King, we thank you this morning, Lord God, for our blessing this Hebrew class on this Shabbat. Lord God, not only to allow the letter hey to be a revelation, as we say hineni, here I am. Father, as we look at the word hine, behold, or we look at the usage of the letter hey as a prefix, we just pray, Lord God, that you will allow the revelation of your word to come alive. I'll open up the window of our hearts, Lord God, and the windows of heaven, Lord God, over our lives, and you pour out a blessing upon us. We wouldn't have room enough to contain. I thank you, Lord God, that you reveal to us, you give us eyes to see and ears to hear and hearts to understand the deep things of God, especially the deep concepts found in the Hebrew tongue, Ivrit, Lashon HaKodesh, the holy tongue, and that you would, according to Zephaniah 3:9, restore that holy tongue back to your people today. B'Shem Yeshua. Amen. Amen. All right, so let's start with our Aleph Beit. 1, 2, 3. Aleph Beit Gimel Dalet Hey. Vav Zayin Het Tet Yud. Kaf Lamed Mem Nun Samech. Ayin Pei Sadi Kuf Resh Shin Tav. Tov Me'od, Mitzvyan. Excellent. Let's do our 5 vowel sounds. 1, 2, 3. A, E, I, O, U. All right. So as we have been looking at the Hebrew language, we know there are how many letters? 22. How many are prefixes? 11. That's half of them. How many vowel sounds do we have? 5. We just sounded those out. How many vowel indicators do we have in Hebrew? 5. So that would be Aleph, Hey, Vav, Yud, and Ayin. How many gutturals do we have?
5.
5 gutturals. So we have the Aleph, the Hey, the Chet, the Ayin, and Resh are all considered gutturals. They all basically start from the back of the throat, the original sound. So Aleph, Hey, then you have the sound from the back. Chet, Ayin, Resh. So the Resh, depending if you're Israeli or not, has almost a soft sound versus Resh, like in Latin, you'd have the rolling R. You don't usually have that in Hebrew. It's more like Baruch. It's from the softer sound in the back, so don't clamp down on it so hard, kind of keep it soft. My Israeli teacher's R sometimes sounded like a W, it was so soft. It was just kind of a very airy sound. And then we have 6 special letters that we call Bigad Kifat, and that is the letter Beit, Gimel, Dalet, Kaf, Pei, which in this case would be Fei, and Tav. And this basically has a rule of if there is a Dagesh in them, in ancient times it would refer to a special sound, a strong sound. We call that forte or chazak in Hebrew. And today only the Beit, the Kaf, and the Pei have unique sounds with or without the Dagesh. But it used to be that we could also see that the strengthening of these other letters sometimes had a different sound. The D would, instead of names like David, which the first letter would have a Dagesh, without it, it would be more like Adam, the softer D. Gimel would go from Gimel to Gimel. Okay? So the sound. The Pei obviously changes from Pei to Fei, and then we have Tav would be a strong T normally, Teshuva, but if you said Achat, softer T. So not like Achat, overemphasize the T at the end, it doesn't have a Dagesh in it, and so that is a special set of letters that will have special rules. It will actually show up a little bit in stuff we look at today, but These are the things that are foundational for us, okay? Now, we're going to talk about one prefix that we use all the time, and that is the prefix hey. And we use this as a definite article. In Hebrew, there's no indefinite article except for the absence of the letter hey would indicate a versus the. So if I said a book, how would I say that in Hebrew? The word for book is sefer. How would I say a book?
No.
How would I say a book?
Sefer.
How would I say the book? Ha-sefer. So with the definite article, which would be the letter hey prefixed to the beginning of the word, it's definite. It's not a book, it's the book or the book. Without it, the absence just is implied. It is obviously an indefinite article. We don't have to add anything to make it indefinite. It's automatically indefinite unless I give it a definite article, the letter hey. So if I say Torah, I know we use Torah all the time as Torah as almost like it's a name for a book, like we would David, a name of a person. So there's no need to say the David, right? We have to say Torah, but we know we mean Torah. But technically, to make it specifically the Torah, it's ha-Torah, ha-Torah, the Torah. And it would be understood that Torah would just be a instruction. Okay, so you could have Torat Kohanim, or Torat, or you could say Hukat Torah, a divine decree of the Torah, or if you say Torat Kohanim, you're referring to the law or a law of the priesthood. But technically, you'd have to put the definite article to make it the law of the priesthood. So you could say Ha-Torat HaKohanim to be very definite. Just like we'd say Ruach HaKodesh, we're saying, you could actually say Ha-Ruach HaKodesh, to be very definite, you could say the Spirit that is the Holy One, which is the Holy Spirit. So definite article in Hebrew is very important because it really opens up something for us. Now let's take a look at the letter hey. If we were to do our little box here, and hopefully you practice writing the letter hey. Create a bigger window there. Here you have the letter hey. Now it almost looks like you're starting to make the shape for the letter bait, right? It can even look like the letter chet. Pictographically, the letter hey is what?
Window.
A window. So notice the house with an open window. The letter chet looks very similar, but notice there is no window and it's all fenced in. Because what is chet?
Fence.
A fence. An enclosure, to enclose. So here you have the letter hey, a window, and the fence enclosed. What is this letter? Beit. In this case, I didn't put the Dagesh, but it's letter Beit. Not remove the Dagesh, but this is a house. And normally, a house has a window, correct? So notice, Dalet, like this, is a door, right? And so without even putting a flooring in, we have the roof, we have a wall here, but we have kind of an open door. Notice the house is open too. Because a house should always be open to ushpizim, guests. So the first letter of the Torah starts with the letter Beit because there is no opening to the past, there's only opening to the future. Because it tells you from that point forward what happened. It doesn't tell you before the beginning what was in existence. Obviously, God was always in existence. He brings all things into existence, right? But we see pictographically how these letters have connection to even the structure of a house, right? You have a house, fence, door, window. See similarities in the shape of the letter, correct? So if we take a look at just the letter hey, the letter hey is also, it's usually spelled hey, Aleph. Very similar to the word for he and she. What's he in Hebrew?
She.
Okay, what's okay, so let me tell you which he I'm referring to. Let's start with the male.
He.
Okay, so in this case, what we have is who. The aleph is silent, but we have the H and the U, and the vowel goes in front of the aleph to give it sound. Okay? And then, how do you say she in Hebrew?
He.
Okay? So, he is she, and we say who is he. So here's the Hebrew, here's the English, or Hebrewish, and then English. Okay? So, notice that the letters He and Aleph are in both. So, this word He is where we get the word Hine. To behold. And remember, it's a picture of a window. So when you look through the window, you can see something, behold. Some even show that ancient pictographical writings look like a little man, his hands up, saying, look, behold, over here. So when you define who is he and who is she, you have to say, hey, look, over here. There he is. There she is. So notice the word he and she in Hebrew kind of have the same letters as behold. So we would pronounce this hey. Most of the time we add an H to it, but it's not necessary because there really is no H in the word hey. Okay? It's just something we do phonetically. Okay? So hey means behold as in hine, or if I say behold here I am, I say hineni. Right? So behold, look, getting someone's attention. The guy flagging down the audience, right? The guy with his hands up in the air saying, look over here. And here you have this picture of a window of revelation, a window of understanding. The windows of heaven are open. So if we take a look at the letter hey and its usage, we add hey in front of a word when we want someone to behold something. So I can say Torah. And maybe no one is paying attention. No one's paying attention to me. So I say Ha Torah. I say the Torah. I put emphasis to it. I'm saying behold the Torah. I should make it a capital A. I want to be consistent. Okay. Ha Torah. Okay. Now let's take a look at the article I've given you, and let's take a look at the one that says learning Hebrew definite articles. Right? In English, there are indefinite articles, as in a book or a bite. And definite articles, like the book and the bite. In Hebrew, there is no indefinite article. We would just say words like melech. Here's the example they give. Melech, you wanted the vowel points. It's a sebolate. It has two symbols. Here. And this word melech is king, but it literally is saying a king. Okay? Melech. So it can be translated as king or as a king. Due to this, except where indicated, words without the definite article should be considered indefinite articles. So without the letter hey in front of it, it's just a king, and that should be understood, correct? Follow me so far?
And
Is that an M, like Melech, or is it under the A? Is that an N or an M?
We said the word is melech, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Melech is king. You say it every week in the blessing. Let's say the first line of every blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Notice ha-olam, the universe. Literally a word for eternity. To look beyond the horizon and see beyond our scope of and view and perspective. Okay? So here we have melech as the example here in this article, and it says, This means that melech, king or a king, would become ha-melech. Ha-melech. Now let me show you a basic rule. If I put hey in front of this word, so I start here, I put hey, go right back into letters here. So I have melech is with mem, lamed, and ha-sofit. So I have to put the shaba in there. So we can come to a glottal stop, melech. Okay? If I put ha in front, or the letter hey in front, I have ha. So normally we have a patach underneath the letter hey for the definite article. Everybody say ha. Ha. Right? Now, if I make it definite, that means I have to make the first letter of the word definite also. And the way to strengthen something and make it definite, as far as a noun, is to take the first letter and to put a dagesh in it. So what the rule will be is, I have ha in front of the word melech, and then I'm going to put a dagesh in the center of the mem. So if you're doing that, try that with me. Put a dagesh. If you're writing, everyone should be taking notes and writing as an example, so you practice writing your Hebrew. Okay? So I have ha in front, and I put melech, mem, lamed, and chasufit, but I have to put a dagesh in there, because dagesh makes it forte. It makes it strong. It makes it chazak, we say in Hebrew. So not only do I have the definite article making it strong, not a king, but the king, I must put a dagesh in the first letter of the word, making it chazak, making it strong. And I will go ahead and put the same segolate vowels. The segolate is two segols side by side, which are two medium vowels. By the way, what was the rule on the length of vowels here? What are these length? Are they long or medium? Medium. So if you have two medium vowels, which one do you lean on for the accent?
The first.
The first one, because what you're doing is you're keeping them equal in timing, but you're realizing that it comes short and quick. So it sounds like you're hitting the beat of the drum faster on the first one. Boom, 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 boom. That first one kind of gets that sounding. The first sound is a quick sound. Same thing with the staccato blast, or the blast of the shofar. That the first one wakes everybody up because it comes quick. It comes the strong sound. So you lean on this one instead of the second. On a long vowel, you'd lean on which one?
Second.
The second or the last, depending on how many syllables it has. Okay. So here we have again melech, but in this case we have ha-melech. That means the king. Okay? Now, in this case, we have ha-melech, as it says here, and notice the dagesh in the letter mem for ha-melech, but it's not in melech. Because the only time we need it is when we put the letter hey in front of it. It strengthens, intensifies, and makes definite the noun. Okay? And then we have the special letters beged kafat, or begad kafat, you can say it any way you want. They either put all A vowels in between these transliteration of the letters, or they'll put E and A, or they'll put all E's. In this article, notice it's all E's. So beged is funny because beged means clothes. Begedim are clothes. So beged, kifat. I don't know if that means clothes that make you look fat. You know, like fat. You didn't catch that. Too early. You guys didn't have enough coffee. Kifat. You didn't catch that. Light fat.
Low fat.
Bad joke. Let's move on. It goes on to say the beged kifat consonants that appear at the beginning of a word take a dagesh lene. Take a dagesh lene. So a dagesh lene is what we call this dagesh. A dagesh lene is a weak dagesh. Weak. Say lene. That means weak. Now, forte is what we call chazak, strong. So this is not a forte, but this is a lene. So it says it takes a dagesh lene as in spite. So the other example they gave was this word here. Transliterate that word for me. Transliterate that word for me.
By obey we.
What's the first Hebrew letter?
Ba. Bet.
What's the first Hebrew letter? What's the first Hebrew letter? Let me hear you say it. What's the first Hebrew letter?
Bet.
Beit. Okay. So here we have letter B. Beit. Okay. And what do we have underneath it? What vowel?
Pata.
Patah. Patah is what's vowel?
A.
An A vowel. Okay. What letter do I have next?
Yud.
Yud. Now this is a consonant letter. How do we know it's not a vowel?
Because it has vowel.
Because it has a vowel underneath it. So it can't be a vowel and have a vowel underneath it.
Right.
If there was no vowel underneath it, then it would be a part of the vowel connection underneath the first letter. Okay? So what do we put for, what is this dot called?
Kirik.
Hirik. So what do we put for a hirik?
I.
An I. And then we have a final top here.
Ta.
So now, here's the question. Are these long vowels or medium vowels in length? They're medium vowels in length. They're shorter than long, okay? Long would look like this.
Mm-hmm.
A kamatz would be a long vowel, right?
Mm-hmm.
As in shalom. And a hirik yud would be a long I. We don't have that. We have two medium. So what's the rule about two medium vowels?
First.
Lean on the first. So you do not lean on the second, you lean here.
Mm.
Bait. Bait. But it's bait, not bait. It's not bait, it's bite. And when you say it together, bite, it sounds like this in English.
Right.
A bite of food. Bite. 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 Okay? So, take that out for a second, give us space and room. Okay, so it says, as in bite, which means what? House. Remember the letter bait in front of a letter as like this or like this means what? As a prefix. In or in the. So notice, I could actually say babite in the house. The idea is this picture of the house looks like I'm coming into it. You come in the house, right? That's why the door's open. Come on in. Kind of like what God says to all the nations, come into my house. The house of the Lord would be in Jerusalem, Temple Mount. That's why it's called Har Habayit, mountain of the house. We call it Temple Mount, but that's because the temple is the house of God, correct? You guys all awake this morning?
Yeah.
All right, okay. You guys are quiet this morning.
That's heavy.
Oh, this is simple stuff. This is just letter Hey. We've been using this for years. You're just not getting an explanation.
About Jerusalem, all that.
Oh, you're saying the revelation about Jerusalem. That's good.
That
All
was
right.
everything.
Oh, that should be foundational for you. All right, so let's go on and look at this next part of the paragraph. When adding the definite article, the Dagesh lene is replaced by a Dagesh forte. Okay, now, all of a sudden, we have a change in terms. Two different Dagesh. Now, actually, what I intend to teach you next after we learn the Hey is the rules of the Dagesh. So what did we learn for the last 3 weeks? We learned about the Shavana and the Shavanach. Which one sounds? Shavana. How do you know? Your mouth stays open. Shavana. It's sounding. What's Shavanach? Your mouth closes, right? Shavanach. So it's silent. It rests. Nach is like Noah. And what does Noah's name mean? Noah? Rest. So the Shavanach is the resting Shabbat. It is the one Shabbat that makes you come to a glottal stop where you do not sound it, as in the word Mishnah, right? Mishnah, Sheen had the Shabbanach underneath it instead of sounding a vowel with it, which would be Mishena. It's Mishna. We also could say the same thing for Talmud. Talmud, the Talmud, or Talmud, right? Instead of Talmud, it's Talmud. Okay? So here we have the Dagesh linear. Again, we'll do a formal lesson on this. And a Dagesh forte. What does linear mean again? Weak. And forte means strong. How do we say strong in Hebrew?
Hazak.
Hazak. Okay? So you could also say Dagesh Hazak. Okay? So now, here we have the use of that word we talked about. I have to put it back. Here's bite. In this case, this dagesh was what?
That was strong.
Okay, so let's read again. It says, when adding the definite article, the dagesh line is replaced by a dagesh forte. This does not change the spelling of the word. The guttural letters can never have a dagesh, so they are two rules regarding guttural letters and a definite article. So remember, our guttural, here are our guttural letters. These letters can never have a dagesh normally, like for the first letter of the word. So you're not going to see a dagesh in aleph. There is one time you'll see a dagesh at the end of a hey at the end of a word, and that's to overpronounce the ha for a feminine suffix. And we won't be looking at that for a while, so that we'll just take that out. So in majority of the letters, you will not have the letter hey, like ahava, love. You do not put a dagesh in the letter hey. Doesn't go. Same thing with het, ein, or resh. You'll never see that. Okay. Now, it says that the gutturals can never take a dagesh, so there are two rules regarding the guttural letters and the definite article. When a definite article is placed before a word that begins with the letter ein, aleph, or resh, the noun is changed from a patak to a kamatz. So here we have to look at a certain word where the first letter of the word starts with aleph, ein, or resh. Can you think of a Hebrew word that starts with the letter aleph, or ein, or resh?
Ava.
Rosh.
Huh?
Ava.
Ava or ahava? Which word are you saying?
Ahava.
Ahava. Okay. So ahava. Ahava, right? From ahav. Not only does it not have a dagesh, but if I put ha ahava, the love, instead of doing this, I would have to do this. Because it needs a little extra long vowel to strengthen it, because remember, ein is aleph is a silent letter. And if I have ahava, I need to separate those two A's. Because how do we have two A's here, one under the letter hey, or ha, and we have a silent letter with an ah sound. I need to strengthen ha because I need to separate those two A's. So I got to strengthen the first one, ha of ahava, ahava. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to lengthen from a patak to a kamatz to overemphasize. Here's another example of a word, aretz. Aretz. Okay, very similar to eretz, right? Aretz. So here we have aretz. I'm going to have haaretz. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Ha. I have to strengthen that link. Haaretz versus haaretz. Haaretz. Okay. So that's one of the rules. In front of a word that starts with a ein, an aleph, or a resh, I'm going to use this vowel, the kamatz, underneath the letter hey for the definite article. Normally, the definite article hey would have this. Patak. Okay? So that's rule number one. Everyone understand me on that? The word itself has to start with either an aleph, an ein, or a resh. Okay? Now, let's find out the other rule. It says the noun is changed from patak to kamatz. For example, ish and isha. So here's another example. Here we have the word ish, starts with aleph, right? What's ish?
Man.
Man. What's woman?
Isha.
Isha. So we have ish, there's the word ish. Aleph, with here yud, and sheen. So we have ish. If I want to say the man, how do I say the man? Okay, first of all, I have to add the hey in front as a definite article, and instead of having ha-ish like this, because it's an aleph, ein or resh, I have to change it from patak, the little line, to kamatz that looks like the T underneath. Does that follow through? Okay. Only on those three letters, the aleph, the ayin, and the resh. If the word starts with any one of those three letters, I have to change it from ha to ha. I have to strengthen that, lengthen the sound of that ha, lengthening that ah sound to separate those sounds of the special letters. Okay? Harosh, harosh. Same thing, it's a head. Okay? All right, so the next rule is with, it says, in the case of a word that has an unaccented hey, aleph, and chet, the definite article vowel is changed from patak to sagol. So, for instance, if they have chacham, which is a wise person, chacham. They have hey chacham. I'm going to give you a simpler one as an example. What's the word for mountain that we used earlier? Har. How do you spell it? We actually have to use what letter? Hey. Spell it for me. Very simple. Okay, there you go. Har. Right? What does har mean?
Mountain.
Mountain. What if I want to say the mountain?
Ha, 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 ha.
What did we just?
Hey. Hey, ha.
Hey har. Especially in the plural of it, you'll see it all. Hey harim.
Hey, ha.
Because the rule there, we have the letters, a word starting with the letter hey. So you have another hey. You can't hit ha-har. Ha-ha, ha-ha-ha-ha-ha. It's just not going to sound, it's not going to separate, it's not going to make it definite enough. So we're going to change the vowel to a sagol so it makes it definite. Hey har, hey harim. Okay? So notice the example they give here. They give the word for a sage, which is spelled with the letter chet. Chacham. And they're going to put hey with the sagol underneath. Hey chacham. Hey chacham. Hey chacham. Okay? Goes on to say, with few exceptions, words that begin with the yud and a shaba underneath it, or mem with a shaba underneath it, give us the dagesh forte when a definite article is present. For example, yeladim would become hayeladim with a definite article. And it's probably more than you need to know right now. Okay? We're going to stop there because we're not going to get to the vav right now. I want to take a look at the next page you have. Biblical Hebrew Grammar for Beginners. It says the same thing we said earlier. There is no definite, indefinite article. There's only the definite article in Hebrew. Here's our first example. First line of the Torah. Read it with me. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Notice hashamayim does not have the kamatz under the head. Why? Because the letter sheen is what spells shemayim, and it's not one of our special letters that we have to change it. So always default to a patak underneath the word the for hey, or using the letter hey, and so we always say ha if there's no special rule. The special rule is that if there's an aleph, an ayin, or a resh to start the word, we must change it to a kamatz. Okay? So notice ha'aretz. So ha'aretz has a kamatz underneath that, but hashamayim did not. It has a regular patak underneath. You follow me so far? Can I get an amen this morning?
Yeah.
You guys are quiet as class this morning. I don't know what's going on. Okay, it goes on to use other examples of that in the Torah, Genesis 1:7. So we have vaya'as Elohim et harakia. Okay, so this is referring to the firmament. Okay, And notice it says when God made a vault, he literally made the firmament, is what it means. It literally means to hammer out a hold shell or some kind of to hammer out the sky, the shape, around the shape of the sky. A canopy, you could even say. Yeah. And so here we have examples of the harakia. Notice rakia, which is firmament, or literally the atmosphere in the sky. Harakia. Rakia is spelled with the letter resh. So notice the kamatz underneath it. Right? So if you have those three letters, you have to change it to a kamatz, just like the other letters for changing it to sagol. Right? Now I'm going to have you flip on the back because this is the basic rule. Flip on the back here, you should be looking at this page here. It says, as the examples illustrate, the definite article has three variants. Either ha or hey, right? Their general distribution is as follows. Most common variant is ha, like in hamayim. So let's show that example. What's the word for water?
Mine.
I'll erase this for now. So mayim. Notice how mayim is spelled. Normally, it would be spelled like this. No dagesh in the mem. Mayim. So, transliterate this for me. The mem is what?
M is in.
M.
The pika is A.
An A vowel. How long?
Medium.
Medium. So we already know the rule about mediums, right? The letter Yud would give us Y. The Hiri would give us I. Is this long or medium?
Medium.
Medium. And then the mem would be.
Yeah.
How do we say that?
Mine.
Now why can't I say mayim?
Because it's a medium.
So there's two mediums. So what happens when there's two mediums?
Lean on the first.
Lean on the first. Shakamayim besason mimane ha Yeshua. Shakamayim besason mimane ha Yeshua. Mayim oh mayim besason mayim oh mayim besason. Hey mayim besason mayim besason. So it's not mayim, it's mayim. Mayim. So the accent has to go on the first syllable. Mayim. If I had another yud in here, then it would change. We don't have a long vowel there. We have mayim. Okay? So if I wanted to change it to a definite article or a definite word, and I want to say the water, what would I do? Have letter hey, and we know the normal construct is to put the patak underneath. What changes to the mem? It gets a dagesh. This dagesh strengthens mine. Hamayim. All of a sudden, instead of mine, it's kind of given a little bit more force. Okay? When do you need that dagesh? When I add the definite article. Okay? Names like David don't need a definite article because it's already a definite person. David, David. Okay? Now, the other example is ha'aretz. We already saw that one in the text, and I gave it to you as an example already. When the word begins with an aleph, an ayin, or a resh, what's the vowel underneath the hey?
Sagol.
Come on.
Yes.
We just said the word was ha'aretz.
Right.
You guys need stronger coffee. You need
Yeah.
kofi chazak. If you go to Israel and you want strong black coffee, you say kofi chazak. That means strong, black, espresso. Okay? So we have, get some Turkish coffee. There you go. I think I had a talk already there earlier, but it should be Hamas. Okay, so ha'aretz. Okay? And then the last one, when the word begins with chet or an unstressed hey or ayin, we use hey. We use hey. So the example they have here is the one I already gave you. Hey, see, that's the one I messed up. Hey harim. Hey harim. So notice that we have the kamatz underneath and there's no dagesh here. Because these special gutturals never take a dagesh. So but notice this nice long vowel here. Hey, harim. Right? Any questions on that? Wait till we start getting into the letter Vav and look at the Dagesh specifically, because all of a sudden certain things change. Like if I had, what's this word here? Huh? Beit. As in the Hebrew letter Beit. Notice, the Seirei Yud, right? So, Beit, that would be kind of transliterated perfectly like this, but we usually just chop off the Y and put this. That's why people go from Bet to Beit all the time. And it depends, a lot of Israelis say Bet too, but if they want to be really authentic, it's Beit versus Bet. Don't bet on it. Make it Beit, a house, right? House up. This is construct from house up. But if I have Vav in front, which we'll learn, normally Vav will look like this, but not in this rule. Because it's in front of the Beged Kefat letter, we steal the Dagesh. So this becomes Uveit. The Dagesh moves over. Uveit. And the house of, so if I said Beit Abraham, Uveit Yitzhak. Uveit. I steal the Dagesh from here and put it there. Or on the side of Vav, giving it a U sound. Uveit. In fact, you hear it in the Torah, blessings and everything that when you hear that U, like for instance, in the Ve'ahavta, we have it, Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol uvechol we have that U sound, okay?
So that
yes.
you will be like a conjunction, like a
It's the letter Vav, but it's stealing the Dagesh here.
okay.
Because this is a Beged Kefat letter. Again, when we get to the letter Vav, we'll learn specifically why that is. What is happening is the letters that you already know to use the prefixes like the letter Beit, the letter Vav, the letter Hey, you're getting specific rules why there's certain spellings and vowels. So that's where we're going a little deeper than we've ever gone before, because it's giving you instruction. Let's pray. Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King, we thank you for blessing this time, this Hebrew class, learning about the letter Hey. We pray that we would be able to use it not only in making things definite in our lives, but especially when we look at HaTorah, the Torah, or Yeshua HaMashiach, the Messiah. We thank you, Lord God, that we elevate that essence of that thing you created, or that person you revealed, or that thing that needs to have a revelation, or that person that needs to be revealed. Lord God, just like Yeshua needs to be revealed. And Father, we reveal ourselves today. Hineni, behold, here we are. And we're here to learn from you today. In Yeshua's name, B'Shem Yeshua. Amen.
Amen.
God bless you.
I really do like the dagger that way.
May the Lord bless you and keep you, and make his face to shine upon you, and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you. May the Lord grant you his peace. Yivarechecha Adonai, v'yishmerecha, Ya'eh Adonai, panav elecha v'hunecha, Yisa Adonai, panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the Lord bless you and keep you, and make his face to shine upon you, and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you. May the Lord grant you his peace. Yivarechecha Adonai, v'yishmerecha, Ya'eh Adonai, panav elecha v'hunecha,